Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of ETV News. I'm Zach Burnett.
And I'm Brianna Rotanto. 2 players on the UConn football team were arrested last night on Bolton Road, nearby school's campus. UConn police arrested 2 19-year-olds, Nazir Williams, a redshirt freshman linebacker, and Felton Alfonso Blackwell, the third, a redshirt freshman defensive lineman. When the police stopped the silver Chevy Malibu, they found 4 grams of marijuana, a loaded BB gun that looked like a real gun, and an open container of vodka. Police made the stop after noticing the car had only one working headlight, and when the driver Nazir Williams crossed the double line. Head football coach Bob Diaco and the athletic director David Benedict are aware of the situation and taking it very seriously. Williams was charged with first-degree possession of weapons in a vehicle and possession of alcohol by a minor. His bond was set at $2,000. Blackwell was charged with weapons in a motor vehicle, and his bond was set at $1,500. Blackwell and Williams have been immediately suspended and are due in court on November 1st.
The University of Connecticut says the fire call that resulted in the death of a 19-year-old student who was run over and killed by a vehicle for the campus fire department was a false alarm. State police have said Jeffney Pally of West Hartford was sitting with her back against a garage door outside the department Sunday and was run over when the vehicle left for emergency call. The school is reviewing what activated the alarm. Reitz said it wasn't a malfunction. She says the alarm was triggered automatically, not manually. The medical examiner's office said Pally's death was the result of blunt trauma to the head and torso and ruled an accident. Results from the toxicology tests on Pally and Barrow were pending Wednesday. Barrow has been placed on administrative leave as the investigation into Pally's death continues. Our thoughts are with Pally's family and UConn during this difficult time.
Award-winning magician and mentalist David Hall will be performing at Eastern this Friday night, thanks to Eastern's Friday After Dark team. At the show, David Hall will be performing mind reading and hand tricks to go along with his comedy and charm. Come enjoy some great magic and humor this Friday, October 21st from 7 to 11 p.m. in the Betty Tipton Room. The event is free for all Eastern students. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with Jenfrey Florentino in this week's editorial.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
Hello Eastern, I'm Jenfrey Florentino with this week's editorial. The first Fashion Week was in New York in 1943 when the United States fashion industry could not get into France for Paris fashion shows and decided to bring the best of American designs together. It has since grown into a biannual celebration where designers release their seasonal lines. More recently, local cities have adapted this idea to highlight their local designers. Hartford Fashion Week premiered in fall of 2015. From September 28 through October 4th, Hartford saw its first citywide fashion celebration with a weekend full of runway shows at Union Station in downtown Hartford. Last week, I had an amazing experience when I attended Hartford Fashion Week's second annual runway show. The weekend included 4 major shows running from Thursday through Sunday. Thursday, October 13th, was the start of Fashion Week and kicked off with their VIP show at Hoffman Auto Group in East Hartford. The show was for VIP guests, press, and sponsors to view a runway featuring one piece from each designer and a full line from New York City designer Zoe Clark. The VIP pass also gave guests access to every show for the rest of the weekend. Friday, October 14th was night 1 of runways. Designers' lineup went as followed: Theo's of Hartford, Troy Anthony, Crinkle Chiffon, Shirley Marie, and Saints by S.J. Saturday, October 15th was night 2 of runways. Night 2 designers went as followed: Fashin, Zoe Ilana Grinfield, E.K. Ballroom, and Matthew Reisman. On Sunday, October 16th, concluded Hartford Fashion Week. The weekend ended with their Off the Runway trade show. The show featured over 30 local designers and artisans. It's clear there is a growing fashion passion in Hartford. Hartford Fashion Week was nothing less than perfection and was delivered with class. Between the vibrant colors, sequins, unique use of fabric, the models, the show went off without a hitch. The room was filled with so much love and support for each designer. It is amazing to see how much hidden talent we actually have here in Connecticut and how creative and inspiring the designers truly are. Well, that concludes this week's editorial. Thank you for joining me. I'm Jennifer Florentino. See you next week, Eastern.
We'll be right back after these short messages.
Coming up on ETV News, workers protest outside of Hurley Hall for fair contracts, and we check in at the E-Club Hall of Fame. All this and more when ETV News returns.
Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes, but with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 5 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Eastern Males Organization held its first university hour yesterday. Students and the public were invited to watch the story of John DeCasanova, a true warrior. This documentary was written, produced, and directed by Eastern students. It follows DeCasanova's story from being diagnosed with a couple illnesses and eventually cancer to his full recovery. He was in attendance at the showing and was able to stay after and answer some questions. His story is one of many obstacles and triumphs. DeCasanova is currently finishing up his degree at Eastern and is healthy and well. Stay tuned to next week's show where we will have a full Warrior profile on him.
Connecticut's Food Bank Mobile Food Pantry will be at the First Congregational Church next Tuesday. This mobile food pantry program is an outreach program designed to bring food directly to neighborhoods where low-income people lack access to food assistance programs or simply cannot provide enough food to meet the growing need. Eastern volunteers will assist with food distribution on the fourth Tuesday of each month. Separate registration is required each month. The First Congregational Church is located at 199 Valley Street, here in Willimantic, Connecticut.
Another challenge for the Warrior Cup has just arisen. For those that are familiar with the Spike television show Lip Sync Battle, hosted by LL Cool J, they know how entertaining it is. Can't sing? No problem, because the committee will be hosting a Halloween-themed lip sync battle. The battle will take place in the Betty Tipton room this Monday night. The event will go from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. So come out and watch your friends and peers compete against other halls on campus to see who the best singer is.
This weekend, Eastern Food Service workers gathered in front of Hurley Dining Hall to show their feelings towards new contracts. Lupe Marquez was there with the story.
A recent change in Chartwell's contracts has many upset, but this won't let it stop them from letting their voices be heard. A recent rally was held at Eastern's campus and did just that. Chartwell cafeteria workers protested on Eastern's campus in front of Hurley Dining Hall. The protest took place on Saturday morning, leading into midday. Workers and supporters held picket signs and chanted. We spoke to Eastern cafeteria worker Ken Blair about his thoughts on the situation.
Well, we've been in a contract fight with Chartwell's and Compass Group specifically. They're trying to reduce our insurance. They're trying to cut back on our short-term disability. They want to change our guaranteed our work hours. A lot of things like that there. So we've been, without our contract expired in December 31st, 2015. So we've been fighting right now for a year almost, or 9 months. And we've now the company's decided not to extend the contract anymore. So they're fighting with us and several of the other universities around the state. The other two that belong to Compass is Trinity and Southern, and we're fighting there also.
Workers from multiple local schools have united with their union, Unite Here 217, to make sure the company hears their opinions on the changes. Students passing by the rally saw the workers' concerns. We spoke to student Josh Henton to get his opinion on the protests.
I remember freshman year, I would see the same workers every day, and I know they work a lot and very hard. So I think they deserve to keep the health insurance because they're hard workers. They're part of the family. Everyone knows them by name and everyone sees them all the time. So I feel like them losing the health insurance is affecting us because we're all in this together. So.
Although there was a campus police presence at the rally, workers were very cooperative. Lieutenant Madera speaks on Eastern Police's behalf.
We spoke on Friday to go over some guidelines of what we've expected and what they wanted to do, and they've met everything, and we couldn't be happier. They were very peaceful, getting their point across. They've been very respectful. We couldn't have asked for a better day and couldn't have asked for a better group of people protesting, and they've been very compliant and trying to get their message across.
It's really great to see people fighting for what they believe in. Next week, the union members will be holding a meeting to see what else can be done. That's all from me. My name is Lupe Marquez, reporting for ETV News.
Thanks, Lupe. Hopefully in the coming weeks, negotiations will be coming to an end. Now let's check in with Andrew Fitzgerald in the Warrior Weather Center for this week's weather update.
Thank you, Brianna. Hello, Eastern. I'm Andrew Fitzgerald with this week's weather forecast. So for tomorrow's forecast, throughout the day, we're going to have scattered thunderstorms with the high of 74. So it's pretty much going to be miserable all day, so make sure you have your raincoats, your rain boots, everything. For the morning commute, we're going to have some light rain, and it's going to be cool, so make sure you bundle up. For that afternoon commute, those thunderstorms are rolling. It's going to get humid with that high of 74, so it could feel like 80, 85 around there. But at night, rain's going to slow down a little bit, but it'll get very chilly. And for our 5-day forecast. On Friday, like I said, thunderstorms pretty much all day, so I would just stay inside. High of 73, a low of 55, so it's going to be cool. On Saturday, we're going to have a little bit of light rain. a high of 55 and a low of 38, so it's going to be chilly. But Sunday looks promising, but still going to be a little cold. That fall weather coming through. Low of 44, a high of 58. Monday, oh boy, more rain. Lovely. High of 58, low of 37. But Tuesday, it does look promising with a little bit of sun, a little bit of clouds, but it's still going to be cold with a high of 52 and a low of 32. Wow, below freezing. That's all I've got for this week. I am Andrew Fitzgerald. See you next week, Eastern.
Thank you, Andrew. We're going to take another quick break, but we'll be right back with Cameron Schultz and this week's sports update.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. Love. But what really makes up this country of ours? What is it we love? It's the people. Almost half the country belongs to minority groups. People who are lesbian, African American, and bi, and transgender, and Native American, and proud of it. After all, what's more American than freedom to celebrate the things that make us, us? This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, disability, sexuality, race, religion, and any other labels. Because the second any of us judge people based on those labels, we're not really being patriotic, are we? Because love has no labels.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey, she's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. I'm Cameron Schultz with this week's sports update. This past Monday, the women's volleyball team fell to Roger Williams 3-1. Although senior Adriana Mahalik of Eastern outpaced both teams with 16 kills. This past Tuesday, the Warriors faced off against Johnson & Wales, where they fell 3-0. Mahalik led Eastern with 9 kills. The women look to bounce back against Southern Maine this Saturday away. On October 11th, the women's field hockey team faced off against Westfield State University, where the Warriors had an early 1-0 lead when Alexandria Stewart scored 5 minutes into play. That goal would not prove enough to hold off Westfield as Carly Zana tied the game off of a penalty corner as time expired, forcing overtime. The Warriors fell in overtime 2-1. With the regular season winding down to its final 2 games, Eastern had a hard-fought loss against Bridgewater 6-4. This is the first time in history where they have lost after scoring 4 or more goals. With this loss, Eastern falls into 8th place, but the Warriors are guaranteed one of the 8 LEC playoff berths. The women close out the regular season away against Plymouth State. Last Saturday, the women's soccer team faced off against one of their toughest opponents of the season in UMass Boston. Coming into the matchup, UMass was unbeaten and ranked number 4 nationally in the division. Sophomore Justin Jansen and Demi Delarde scored for the Warriors. Sophomore goalkeeper Ryan Murphy made 7 saves to secure the 2-1 win over UMass. Yesterday, the Warriors fell to Trinity College 1-0 in a very close, hard-fought game. Ryan Murphy was named LEC Goalkeeper of the Week. The Warriors next play away on Saturday against Southern Maine. On October 12th, the women's soccer team faced off against Trinity College. Both teams coming in to the game were on multiple game winning streaks. There was little opportunity in the game for both teams, but unfortunately for the Warriors, Trinity was able to capitalize on their only 2 chances. Goals came from sophomore Taylor Kitts-Jenner and freshman Katharina Marlowe Benedict. Last Friday was a special day for the women's soccer team as they beat UMass Boston 3-1. With the win, women's head coach Chris D'Ambrosi earned his 200th career win with Eastern. Also, junior forward Emily Becker scored twice to become only the 4th player in Eastern Connecticut State's women's history to score 40 goals for their career. The women extend their conference unbeaten streak to an impressive 16 games. The women next play on the road against Southern Maine this Saturday. Moving on to other news, Eastern held its annual Club E Hall of Fame induction ceremony on Saturday, October 15th. Mackenzie Fayen was there to cover the event.
Hey guys, Mackenzie Fayen here. We are at the Eastern's Hall of Fame event. We're going to talk to a bunch of the different inductees today, find out a little bit more of what they contributed to the athletics department here at Eastern. On Saturday, October 15th, Eastern inducted several new alumni athletes into its Hall of Fame in a ceremony that spanned across the Student Center and athletic facility. This year's ceremony inducted 5 new members, including veteran baseball player Patrick Murphy, who talked about playing under retired coach Bill Halawadi.
I'm still kind of coming to grips that if I'm worthy, it's very humbling. I'm very honored, and I'm surprised, quite honestly, but I'm very excited about it as well. Well, the highlight was we won the national championship my sophomore year in 1990, and of course I was coached by Bill Halawadi, one of the all-time greats, who obviously taught me very much, both on and off the field. It was a great opportunity, great experience all around.
I'm Jan Halawadi. I'm the wife of former baseball coach Bill Halawadi. We've been involved with Eastern for 45 years. Our family grew up here, and we're loving retirement right now. It's been good. It's all about the ball players. As a matter of fact, he can't be here today, but it means the world. He was back at the beginning of this Hall of Fame, and so much of baseball is not just the winning and losing, what the record is. No, it's the guys. And when he sees, like he says, he's so proud when he sees them grow up to be parents, coaches, or to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. It's all the good things.
Inductee Erica Boise talks about being inducted for lacrosse and the friendships she's made.
It means a lot to me. I didn't even think I was going to play lacrosse in college, and from there I've got some of my best friends. My best friend Lauren Davern is my presenter. She lives about 10 minutes away from me, and I've probably attended about 4 weddings from former teammates. So definitely without lacrosse, I don't know where I would have been today.
Additionally, Mark Murphy, Jared Beasley, Jody Gold, and Dawn Elliott accepted the Pioneer Award for starting Eastern's lacrosse program.
We're at 4, and then 2 of our other Pioneer recipients as well, Dawn and Jody, were women's lacrosse players. And it's an award that Eastern came up with to identify or honor or just give credit to the folks that initially started the lacrosse program here for men and women.
It's more about the brotherhood and what this program, how it's evolved in the 20 years since Murph came up with the idea to start a lacrosse team.
I mean, looking back, there's over 500 men and women that have participated in the lacrosse program since its inception in '95 or so, and that's fantastic.
A brief social was held in the official E-Club room after pictures were taken where former chairman Dan Yeo discussed the event.
Today is all about is to recognize those who've achieved, not just in an outstanding way, but in a Hall of Fame fashion. And we take pride in doing what we think is right in terms of making tough decisions and giving them the recognition they deserve. So today is like big time.
The night concluded with an official ceremony to honor the inductees and other student athletes, including award-winning cross-country runner Lee Cadnash. With this year's inductee, the member of E-Club members currently sits at 124. What a great day it was today at Eastern's Hall of Fame event. It was an honor to speak to some of these inductees and really get to know more about this event in general. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Mackenzie Fayen.
Thanks, Mackenzie, and congratulations to all award recipients. That's all for this week in sports. Until next week, Eastern, I'm Cameron Schultz.
And And that's all for this week's show. If you'd like to see more episodes, please visit the ETV YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next week. Good night, Eastern.